Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Now, this is the show where you guys send in your messiest, toxic, most out-of-pocket predicaments, and I attempt to break it down, giving my honest and unbiased feedback. Now, listen, I'm a comedian, not a therapist, so ain't no guarantee I'll help fix your life, but I can provide laughter along the way and call it like I see it. So without any further ado, let's get into the episode. The pastor bought a Rolls Royce after telling me no, he couldn't help me. Mike, I go to church every single week. I pay my tithes, I volunteer my time, and I've always been faithful. Hallelujah. So recently, I fell on hard times when I lost my job. I asked my pastor if the church could help me out just a little bit financially until I got back on my feet. I'm sure he had no problem helping you with that. He told me it wasn't a good time for the church to be helping members in such a big way. Like this video if you think he's full of shit. I was disappointed, but I accepted it. Then the next week, him and his family pull up to the church and hop out in a brand new Rolls Royce. Lord, I see what you've done for others and I come to you mercifully. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I'd have lied and said the pastor rubbed me the wrong way and got the whole joint investigated. Should I call him out? Should I leave the church altogether, or am I overreacting? I don't want to feel entitled to anybody's money, but I pay every week. Why can't they help me? Any advice would help. Not gonna lie, I would have been vexed. Every week the pastor like, yeah, close the door. Nah, close the doors. Everybody pay up. The church needs your bread. Give your tithes right now or you're going to hell. He's threatening y'all all types of crazy ways. You hit him with the, yo, lost my job. I was a little DEI hire. They did some cutbacks. Now I'm at the unemployment line. I need a couple dollars to just hold me over so I can find a new job. He like, nah, we ain't really got it right now. Church struggling. You got to figure that out on your own. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, this economy crazy right now. Everybody having a hard time. You're like, you know what? You're right, pastor. We all got to figure it out. I appreciate you. I'll see you Sunday. He like, bet. Wait till you see me on Sunday. Homie pulled up in the Cullinan or something. Phantom, big ghost action. Family coming out looking like a Tyler Perry cast. Tailor-made suits, you know what I'm saying? The push button doors are swinging open, suicide type joints. And you sitting there like, man, I ain't even ate in 2 days. Kids is dirty. This is wicked. I'm about to rush the pastor because he withholding the bread from the congregation. This is nasty work. Now, I'll tell you this. Me being a person who ain't in the church like that, I don't know if the pastor's supposed to help you. You know what I'm saying? What you asking might not even be how it goes. So he might be right for telling you like, nah, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, it's like, yo, you a man of God and she one of God's peoples. You're supposed to help. That's what I think, you know what I'm saying? And I never judge pastors or anything about how they get their money because most pastors who drive like Bentleys and all them nice cars, they don't just make their money from the church. And it's not like what they're doing is just easy. They got to prepare all week, put these things together, you know what I'm saying? Deal with people's problems. Like they earn their money, but they be having books, they be traveling, they get speaking appearances they get paid for. Like, so if your pastor is doing good and you not, part of me feels like that's not his problem. Another part of me feels like, well, in your profession, you being a man of God, you're supposed to help God's people. So I'm torn. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never could be a pastor. I couldn't see my people like that. I want a Rolls Royce too. But I'd be mad as hell if I got to take the Rolls Royce back so I can give Lisa and her kids bread for the rent until she get back on her feet. Now I could be whipping the European, but I can't because of you. Nah, I want a British whip too. I want the Aston. But now I can't afford it because I got to make sure him and her got they rent paid. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm torn in between this. Again, if there's rules in place where they're supposed to help you, then he's wrong. I don't care if it got to come out of his pockets. If your church don't got the money to help the congregation the way it's supposed to be, then you got to help them. This is your flock. Ain't that what they say? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if there's something in place where that's supposed to happen, he's definitely wrong. Now, if it's we don't just be helping the members like that. You know what I mean? You come here to worship, I give you the word, that's the fair exchange. That's that too. So if he's not supposed to give you something and you don't like how that church is moving, maybe you found another church that says, nah, we don't let our members go through stuff like that. Everybody would chip in, get with sister so-and-so. She got some, some connects down at this place. They help, single moms find out, whatever. Because, people be knowing people. They be having connections. Or they going to plug you in with these people. They going to get you housing or whatever. Help you write a resume, help you get, bus tickets or whatever. Some places are like that. So if you ain't happy with the church that you worship and you pay tithes to every month, then you go somewhere else. But if I was you, I wouldn't even pay tithes there no more. I would just keep coming. They pass me the hat. I'd be like, pass it right along. Nah, when I needed y'all wasn't there. Don't ask me for nothing. That's how I would do it. That's my advice to you. Either leave the church, go somewhere else that you feel is a better fit for you, or continue to go, but just stop paying tithes. I don't know. But again, I'm not a church person, so take this advice with a grain of salt. In the meantime, sweetie, I hope you find another job. And you know the slogan, stay alert, stay alive. Who pays the tip on a first date? So Mike, I met this guy on Instagram. Yeah, that's how I meet all my shorties, the DMs. He been messaging me for a while now, so I finally agreed to go out with him. Like this video if you think she's full of shit. He took me to a really nice restaurant. Cheesecake Factory ain't a nice restaurant, so I've been told. Everything was great. The food, the drinks, the conversation. When the bill came, he paid for it, as he should. But then he asked me if I was gonna cover the tip. That was a test, babes. I was shocked. I told him no. Because he invited me out, he should be handling everything. And you failed. He just laughed, he paid the bill and walked out of the restaurant. He left me there to catch a ride home by myself. Stay alert, stay alive. I haven't spoken to him since, and you won't. Was he wrong for asking me to pay the tip, or was I wrong for refusing? I hate to break it to you, babes. He was testing you and you failed. 100%. Because here's how it is. He didn't really expect you to pay for the tip. He just wanted to see if you was going to do it or not. Because he been DMing you. You've been leaving him on red. So then out of the blue, you like, all right, boom, let's go to dinner. Homie cuz ain't dumb. He probably like, let me check her temperature and see if she's just trying to get a free meal out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because shorty be doing that. You might have just been hungry and been like, damn, I ain't had nothing to eat in a minute. Let me see what homie cuz who been swimming in my DMs got to say. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can get a filet mignon out of fam. He was like, oh man, it's a pleasure. Let's go out. You go out for the free meal. Don't plan on ever contacting him again unless you hungry. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He might be persistent. He not a fool. He was testing you. You failed the test. Because he probably sitting there thinking, yeah, we having a good conversation. She bad. I knew she was bad because I've been in the DM. She fine. You know what I'm saying? We talking, everything going good. Let me see if she really like me or she just like where I took her to eat. Yo, babes, you got the tip? Bill $250, the tip is this. I ain't paying that. A man is supposed to, you start talking all that, you know, all that Instagram shade room comment talk. He was like, nah, slid that card down, paid the bill and burnt out. Yeah, open up that app, get that Uber on the way because I'm out, love. I'll see you around. Nah, he not with that. A lot of men is not going for that these days. We already know a lot of y'all women to be trying to use dudes for the food. That's nasty work. Because he's probably thinking like, let's just say this. Let me flip the script. Let's say he actually did want you to pay the tip. Bill $250, I don't know what, so that's like what, $50? Yeah, $50 is a tip on $250, you paying 20%. He didn't pay $250. Y'all had an amazing night out. The fact that you wasn't willing or couldn't pay a $50 tip on such a large bill, he might not have been testing you, but it's revealing your character. Because most of the women I know ain't going out without enough money to cover their own bill. Because guess what? Imagine if you didn't pay the tip was $50 and he said, okay, separate checks, and now you got to pay $1.25 for your side of the bill. Imagine that. Then you'd have really been like, oh, no, here's the 50. Nah, $1.25, you're burnt. So you not willing to pay or not able to pay revealed more about your character to him, even if it wasn't a test. But I think it was just a test. I think he just wanted to see if he was going to have his back and you failed. Now, if you was playing a long game, you'd have been like, oh yeah, I got that, babe. You covered everything else. That's the least I could do. Slid the thing over, he'd have been like, nah, your money's no good here. Slid it back. Then you'd have got moist, like, ooh, he's a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? He'd have gave him the card, y'all would have walked out, maybe went to a lounge, got a couple more drinks. Y'all might have had a good night. But you failed the test because you only worried about yourself. You didn't really have any interest in him. You just was using him for the free food. That's what happened. That's my opinion. So yeah, in my advice, you're wrong for not at least offering to pay the tip when he asked you. Because what if he just didn't have it? What if he took you to that restaurant to impress you and the bill ended up being a little bit more because you went crazy on the appetizer menu because you ain't never been nowhere where everything's a la carte. You ain't know that mac and cheese and asparagus don't come with the meal you order. So now you got $75 worth of appetizers and he like, yo, I ain't know that, you know what I'm saying? Now, he shouldn't have took you somewhere he couldn't afford, but sometimes girls run wild. They want to have 20 drinks, now the bill $550. Nah, this ain't an S-class. Get out of here with that. You pitching in on this. You didn't drunk up the bill to half a stack? Nah, I need the tip covered. So my advice to you is, well, I ain't got no advice. You played yourself. Congratulations. Stay alert, stay alive. She's a sweetheart in person, but online, she's too messy. So, Mike, I've been dating this girl for a while now. In person, she's perfect. I mean, she's sweet, feminine, traditional, and very respectful. What's her Instagram? Nah. It's for market research purposes and whatnot. She treats me well, and I really, really like her. But online, she a completely different person. The multiple personality disorder dip. That's nasty work. Definitely not here for it. She always in the blog site comments like Shade Room and Baller Alert, gossiping, starting arguments, and posting things that don't match who she is when she's around me. Like this video if you think she's messy as shit. It's embarrassing because it feels like she's living a double life. One in person and one online for likes and attention. Attention seeker. So which one is the real her? And am I wrong for feeling like I can't deal with the online version of her? Let me know what's up, big dog. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, my man. Most women, not all, but most, they're followers. She don't even believe half the stuff she's saying. She jumps on them shade room and them neighborhood talk and all that spiritual world and all that. And she sees what other women is saying and she just piggybacks off that and says the same thing. Then dudes say something, oh yeah, I ain't with all that 50-50. Oh, you're broke, da-da-da. Meanwhile, y'all be going 50-50. That's how women are, bro. It's there's a term for it. I can't remember what it's called. But basically, women see what other women do, and they do that too. It comes even with looks. A girl might be like, oh, I don't think he's attractive. Then a woman she thinks is better than her likes that dude, and all of a sudden he's attractive to her. It's crazy, bro. It's just how they operate. So she could be at the house with you going 50-50, rubbing your feet, paying for dates, all that stuff, giving you money for your haircut. She could be doing all that. Then online, chicks is like, oh, I wouldn't give a dude $68. I made a video about it. The chick said she paid her dude's student loans off for $6,800. I seen a bunch of comments. I wouldn't give a dude $68. I wouldn't give a dude 68 cents, yada, yada, yada. I bet 90% of those women be doing worse than that. They just want to look cool on the internet. It's all for attention and likes. Now, I'll tell you this. I don't know to what extent she's doing that, but most women do that. Now, if it bothers you so much to where you're like, yo, what's up with you? This how you really think? Then cut her off. But you're saying which version is the real her? Well, you got the real her. That's real life. The version that you deal with every day, that's the real her. The version online is what she's doing to save face or keep up with the Joneses or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's doing. What I would do is, this is what I would do, big dog. Next time you see one of those comments where she's saying something that's actually the polar opposite of how she lives, comment right under it. Oh, I find it funny that you don't like you saying you ain't with the 50-50, but you paid 50% of the rent last month and the utilities. So who you fronting for? Bet she delete the comment. You know what I'm saying? You got to put her on blast in front of everybody. Bet she fall back. Because then before she get a chance to read it, it's going to be 30 other comments under yours like, oh, shorty fronting. They going to start airing her. Her comment's going to be on fire like NBA Jam. That's how you got to do it. Go right up under that comment and leave a comment of your own. You're lying. She's lying. She pays half the bills. I just had her car all week while she was at work. Stop fronting. Do that. That might break y'all up. But if that breaks y'all up, so what? You don't need to be with her anyways. But I bet she stops doing it then. But again, all women do that, bro. They're followers. They see what's popping, what's trending, and they jump right on it. And they go from there. Not all women, because I don't want nobody in the comments like, because I know 2 women that don't, not all of y'all. Shut up. Most of y'all. That's just how y'all work. So don't make it a big deal, bro. But maybe before you go right to the shade room comments and out her, next time you see something, pull it to the side and be like, yo, screenshot the thing and be like, yo, so this is how you feel? Nah, babe, because see what happened was I was arguing with this dude just to get him mad. Nah. Knock that shit off. You embarrassing me. Don't be, yo, you a representation of me. You got my boys texting me like, damn, your girl be talking like this? And now I got to go see what they talking about. And I'm like, no, she playing around. Nah, knock that off. And either she'll knock it off and she'll chill, or she'll go right back to doing it and then leave her alone because she don't respect you as a man. And if you can't tell her how she needs to conduct herself and she listens, then she's not the one for you. And then if she keeps doing it, still go on the comments and then air her out after that, just so you can get your lick back. That's my advice to you, dog. In the meantime, my boy, stay alert, stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy, and I hope you guys enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed you. And if so, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Matter of fact, leave me a comment and let me know what advice you would have gave them. And who knows, maybe you got your own toxic tale to tell about a shady friend or an entanglement you need help untangling. If so, feel free to drop me a letter in the email provided below, and I'll make sure I read it on a future segment of Advice with Mike. Now, with that being said, our time together has come to an end. But just remember, stay alert, stay alive.